course is government and environmental science combined into one class. And it's really cool because we can kind of take a lot of the government aspects and kind of see it put into action, whether it's at a community level, local level, international level. It's just a really cool way to combine two courses that usually are just a semester long, make it a year-long class and kind of get best of both worlds on combining the content.
Just kind of showing how the government should be responsible about the environment, why it's important to take care of our earth, why it's important that we have like the EPA and all these policies put in to kind of regulate our just output into the world. I decided to take this course because I knew at least one of the teachers and I needed to knock out a government credit, and it just looked really fun. It's a great combination of both.
Your class is kind of just looking at government policy through the eyes of environmental science. So, when they come in, when I first saw this class, I thought it was going to be more like we do government, we do environmental science like separately, they come together, but it's really just been like an integrated thing. It's been more of we identify, environmental issues, then we kind of see how the government and, different levels of that government in the country have been addressing these environmental issues. Like right now we're going through water contamination and water treatment. We watched Dark Waters, which was obviously the case with DuPont and Teflon. So, we were looking at, how the government was, dealing with regulations of previously non-regulated stuff, and we were looking at how we're gonna, make amendments to regulations within the EPA and other environmental regulations.
Yeah, we went to the water purification plant, and I will be honest, that was probably one of the coolest field trip I've ever been on, because not only did we learn about how does the entire where's your drinking water come from? We learned about just the whole process of taking the groundwater, running it through all the different steps that it takes, and just the sheer amount of it, and the public works that goes into it, the permits that you need, how they work with the state, if they need to dump something, they need permits for it, how it works with funding, city planning for the future. I mean, they were talking about how they were planning for water, or how do we get clean water in Sioux Falls for the next 100 years if you calculate our growth. It was really cool, and definitely probably the encapsulation of what we want this class to be, is taking things like purifying water and just showing how something like that is related to the government side and just our everyday life.
We have done a lab that studies the turbidity of water, so how clear it is and how clean it is. We've talked about the legislative process and how a bill gets made. We recently watched Dark Waters to learn about how long it takes to just put a policy in place.
I really enjoy the government side more of it. I just really like learning about social studies in general. So, having a place that's really dedicated to the government aspect of social studies is really what's interested me the most about this class. The environmental side is also interesting, but I really just like government. It's always been a passion of mine.
We are currently making books on how a bill gets made, and so I'm excited to continue working on that, as well as I know we have a lab today, so.
I used to get just bored in standard classes because it was always just teaching to a test, and I kind of just never really understood why anything was important. But with this project-based, I can actually find a way to apply it to stuff, make it, actually have meaning. Like last year we were doing a few bits with rockets and how those function, and that that's for aerospace engineering. That's something that can actually be used outside of the classroom rather than just plug it into an equation and see if that works. That doesn't really teach anything, but this actually gives us ways to learn and apply it to the real world.
We're going to be doing a water purification lab, kind of just like what we learned about yesterday. Right now we are Mr. Nelson's in there setting up, and yesterday we went to the water purification plant, and today we're going to kind of expand on that, kind of let the kids do a mini version of it, because they saw it, now they're going to apply it. It's always something we're trying to do here at Jefferson, is just kind of give the kids more options, and giving the kids an option of like, because you have to take government, you got to take a science elective, putting those two things together and just giving it a different format is just a cool thing that we like to do here at Jefferson, is combo courses. And it's just a different way to get the information to the kids. And yeah, we started this class last year, was our first year running it. So this is our second year doing it. I mean, it's been great, because usually with government class, you know, you have them for a semester, and you kind of, you know, you get through all the information, and it's like you talk about, here's your notes, here's the little thing you're doing, and then okay, bye, now you're into the real world. Well, we get the kids for a year. And I think that's best, because you can kind of talk about things in a lot more detail. And it's also really cool because this being part of our PBL Academy here at Jefferson, I've had these kids, and I've taught the same kids for multiple years now. And so we just have a great relationship with them. And really, I think that's like one of the most important things, is that I can teach these kids, I know how they learn, because I've had them for years on end. It's not like I'm just swapping kids out at semester time. So it's just been really cool to like continue that relationships with the kids.
Really, this is just a different way of learning that's on par with regular learning. It's just in a different way that kind of promotes learning and thinking outside of the box, and, you know, also grants a creative outlet for any pent-up creative energy that you're trying to get out.